Protein is a vital macronutrient. We need to ingest it on a daily basis. It's vital for the sustenance of life. And next to water, it makes up the largest portion of our body. Our liver manufactures about 80% of the amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. And the remaining 20% we actually need to ingest. Of the remaining 20% of the amino acids that make up protein, we need to ingest on a daily basis. This 20% of amino acids are called the essential amino acids. Unlike fat and carbohydrate that our body stores readily, our body does not store protein. So it's vital that we ingest the appropriate amount of protein on a daily basis. Wow, the amount of protein we need depends on your gender, your weight, your level of activity. It is measured, the requirement of protein is measured in milligrams per kilogram of body weight. And that varies between 0.8 of a gram, 0.8 to 1.8 of a gram per kilogram of body weight. So as a rough guide, the amount of protein that you need on a daily basis is around about 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight. So if you weigh 70 kilos, you need about 70 grams of protein, but break it up in chunks throughout the day. Don't have it all in one chunk, in one meal. If we don't get enough protein, we lose muscle mass. Our metabolic rate is slowed down, which means we put on weight more easily. We have lowered immunity, which means we get sick more often. We have dry skin and hair. We lose the elasticity in our skin and hair, and our wounds don't heal as quickly as they should. Well, most people think protein is derived from animal products, which it is. You can get protein from meat, fish, dairy, and eggs. But what some people don't understand is that all plant products have protein as well, and especially grains, legumes or beans, seeds and nuts are very high sources of plant protein. The issue with plant proteins as opposed to animal proteins is that sometimes they have, because proteins are made up of amino acids, 20 amino acids, and the essential ones, the 8 essential amino acids are the ones that our body has to ingest on a daily basis. The plant proteins can be incomplete in terms of the amino acid profile. Our body absorbs or metabolizes protein in the amino acids have to be in a certain ratio, the essential amino acids. And what happens with plant proteins is that they can be deficient in one or more of the essential amino acids, which means that is the limiting amino acid. And the body can only absorb the protein to the lowest level of the limiting amino acids. So basically, we have decreased absorption of protein in plant foods because of the limiting amino acid. So that's why with our protein, with rice, for example, lysine is the limiting amino acid. In legumes, in pea, the limiting amino acid is methionine and cysteine. So basically, what I've done with the Miessence Complete Protein is used complementary vegan plant protein sources that make up for the deficiencies of each of those plant proteins. So using a combination of plant proteins, we've actually been able to create a complete whole protein better than you would get from an animal source. What I really want people to know is that the assumption that beef, for example, is a complete protein, it actually isn't. Beef is deficient in tryptophan. So it's actually the limiting amino acid of beef is tryptophan. And tryptophan is the precursor of serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone. So yeah, if you want to feel better, don't eat beef. Vegetarians have to be careful about what they eat because of this issue around the limiting amino acids of plant proteins. So pretty much vegetarians can look after their diet if they eat a wide variety of plant proteins. So legumes and seeds and nuts, which is why we've created the Miessence protein using a combination of these complementary proteins. So we've done the mixing for you. The Miessence Complete Protein is the environmentally sustainable protein. The heavy reliance on animal proteins is extremely costly for our environment in terms of energy use, water production, carbon dioxide emissions and pollution. So animal protein is bad for our health and bad for the environment. So the more plant, sustainable, organic proteins we ingest or we rely upon, the better it is for our health and the better it is for our planet. Not only is our protein unique for what it contains, it's also unique for what it doesn't contain. It doesn't contain wheat, eggs, soy, dairy products, gluten, artificial colors, artificial flavors, sweeteners, preservatives. There's a whole lot of things that we exclude, which is what makes our product really unique. Also, our product is unique because it is vegan, raw, certified organic, sprouted using sprouted brown rice and bio-fermented pea protein, and an amazing sustainable nut from the Amazon rainforest called Sacha Inchi. It's suitable for anyone who wants to reduce their reliance on animal proteins for a start, but it's also great for elite athletes and bodybuilders and breastfeeding mothers, the elderly, children, anyone who wants a convenient protein source in their diet would be suitable for. But most importantly, our protein provides 2/3 of the daily RDI for the essential amino acid requirement for a 70 kilogram person in one scoop, in one 25 gram scoop. So it's extremely potent and concentrated. Peas are actually very high in protein. Our pea protein is 90% hypoallergenic, highly digestible protein. It is deficient in methionine and cysteine, which is what this is why I combine it with the rice and the Sacha Inchi to make up for those deficiencies. Pea protein is also very high in iron. So what we recommend is to get the non-heme iron in the plant source. We recommend that you combine it with a citric acid or a lactic acid. So that can be combining it with an orange juice or a lemon or a lime juice, or the lactic acid bacteria in Enliven or Fast Tract or yogurt would be an ideal combination to use with our protein to increase the uptake of the iron in the pea protein. Our rice protein is actually extracted from the whole grain, including the bran, after it's been germinated, which increases the B vitamins in the rice. It is also extremely hypoallergenic, which means it doesn't cause any allergic reactions. It's very digestible. It has a 98% correlation to mother's milk. It's a very digestible, assimilable, easy to take protein. The legendary Sacha Inchi is one of nature's most amazing foods. It grows in the Amazon, in Peru, and it has been part of the Incan diet for 3,000 years. The modern rediscovery of Sacha Inchi is actually extremely beneficial for the Amazon rainforest because it promotes the use of the land in a sustainable way and prevents the fertile land from being cut down to grow less sustainable crops. And it's actually it's a very quick growing vine. It flowers within 5 months of it being planted, and it fruits in another 3 months after that. And it's productive for 10 years. So it's a fantastic way to support the local indigenous tribes in wild harvesting the Sacha Inchi nut. The powder is actually, it's minimally processed. So basically the Sacha Inchi protein is basically just the crushed nut after it's been defatted to extract the oil. So, and that it's extremely high in natural proteins. It's not processed in any way. 60% protein, extremely high in tryptophan, which is the feel-good, happy amino acid that's the precursor for serotonin, which helps us, feel happy and be social. And even the best part about Sacha Inchi is its taste. It is a delicious, nutty, warm, delicious, yummy taste, which imparts a lovely aroma and taste to our blend. What do I love about the Miessence Complete Protein? It's cost effective. It is a complete and balanced protein source. It's a low calorie, low carb, sugar-free way to satisfy your sweet cravings. It's very convenient, requiring no cleanup. All you do is put it in a shaker jar and shake it up and drink it down. It requires no refrigeration, it requires no heating. It has a higher biological value than actual real foods, i.e. beef. And it's a really convenient way to get your essential amino acids on a daily basis. That's all. I want people to try it and use at least 1 scoop a day, which provides 2/3 of the essential amino acid requirement on a daily basis for a 70 kilogram person, which is amazing.